on the free we're on the free shuttle now, and we're approaching. There you go. So that you can catch the free shuttle. The bus that brought us here is just real close to the shuttle stop. If you're coming in on the train, I'm not sure how you're going to get to the shuttle stop. I don't think the shuttle goes to where the train station's at. But this is a free shuttle. It's two-ended. It looks like it has a front on both ends, if I could say that. So some people are deciding to walk. As you can see. So you see the front of that? These shuttles just are one directional. They just don't turn around. They just put in reverse and go the other way. There's a driver compartment on both ends, like how a subway would run. I think we already passed the parking area, which was way back there. I might be wrong. I don't know. All they do, they come to the stop and they don't turn around, they just go the opposite direction. There's plenty enough room. Don't freak out if there's a long line, it moves really fast. But this is the bus you want. Once again, it is free. You'll see a sign that says payments. What it means by payments is if you're parking, they're asking for payments for people that park. But if you're on foot or once you park, the bus itself is free. So there it is. I'm gonna try to find the hotel now. I don't know if you can see this, but this was seriously on fire like a second ago. Oh, I missed it. Never mind. So we were fortunate to find our hotel fairly quickly. No, this is not our hotel, but this is the cemetery, which it's pretty fascinating to see something like this. I don't see any date. Oh, 1967 here. But fortunately, our hotel was right when we came through the main gate in reception. We got here really early, so the hotel wasn't ready. They just held our bags. Wow, 2016. 2021. I mean, if there's people buried here this recently, I'm gonna have to imagine this isn't the only cemetery on Saint Michel, because this is pretty small. I think just by some quick math, I would say, quick estimating math, I would say maybe 40 different graves just here. So there's got to be another section where there's another cemetery. I think they need to change the name of this abbey from Mont Saint Michel to Mount Saint Cardiac Arrest. I'm tired of stairs. I just really am. I don't think when I go back to the United States I'm ever gonna take stairs anywhere ever again. Look at these. This is not even half of it. Not even half of the stairs we've climbed. Oh look, guess what? There's more in front of us. Check this out. This will either make you stronger or kill you. I gotta take a break. I'll come back to you guys later. Okay, so we're inside the Abbey. And those stairs weren't bad, but I'm just really tired from a late night last night at the Eiffel Tower, early morning getting on the train. There's a few things about the Abbey I just wanted to point out. One is if you're a gamer and you by chance ever played a game called Diablo, not so much World of Warcraft, but Diablo, which actually my wife worked for Blizzard Entertainment when they came out with that. I was one of the first persons to play that game, actually. Another story. Anyways, look at the structure. Seriously, if you played any kind of those games where you're walking through old cloisters or churches or abbeys, look at the way this architecture is. And I can only imagine some of the design artists from those video games had done some really serious research on how these rooms were arranged and how the architecture and design was. Something else I'm going to point out, and Julie mentioned this also, is that this abbey, we did not go inside Notre Dame yesterday, But this abbey has a lot of stone, mason, rock structure to it. But on the top, if you look here, that's all wood. In this section, that's all wood. And that actually looks like that's how it was original. Now, when we were at Notre Dame yesterday, Notre Dame, whatever, not the Fighting Irish, the actual one in France, I was trying to explain that it was the wooden portions of the structure that was destroyed. Some of it was destroyed in its entirety. Other of it was still intact, but it was destroyed to the point of not repairable. So they debrided it. They took all the wood out, and that's the stage they're at now when you saw those scaffoldings. But this must have been what it was like, where you had the cement and block structure in coordination with a wood roof like that. Now, if you look further down, the roofs and the interior turn into plaster cement. But I'm gonna have to say that's what similar architecture was done in, and it could have been because of weight. It could have been because of material. The other thing I was gonna point out too, I'm not sure what year or era this abbey is, but the belief or the religion should have been the same, like Catholicism. The other thing that stands out to me very strongly is this one really has more of the feel of the Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca, Morocco, where it's just a sanctuary without all the ornate figures and symbols and paintings. Maybe they were here at one time. I think I do see a few figures back there, but look around a little bit. I'll turn the camera around so you can see. You just don't see things that even one of my latest ones inside of a cathedral was much more ornate than this. Take a look. So we do have a crucifix here, and probably possibly another saint there. Some nice glass work. I can't say if it's stained glass, and if it is stained glass, where that stained glass came from. Obviously, in my previous videos, you heard me say that some of the stained glass came from Murano, Venice, Italy. A lot of stone masonry work. I just can't imagine. Apparently, it looks like there's still enough infrastructure in here where you can imagine that they have that they still do services. Once again, way before temperature-controlled environment, heating or air conditioning, which I'm thinking is so cool on the coast. They probably still don't even have use for that today. And there's something really cool in that display case. I'll probably just take a still photo of it and put it on my Facebook. But that's about it for the interior of the Abbey. Worth the hike. It's just that I'm tired. So I hope you enjoyed it. We just exited the Abbey, and now I'm in like this wind tunnel of a courtyard. Watch these people come out. Watch all this wind hitting them. But I'm in a little corner, and there's no wind in the corner of it. There's Julie, and I just wanted to show you this. But I'm in this little squirt off. I'm in the squirt off little courtyard, and the wind is tremendous. Just in this little squirt off courtyard. Wow, I don't know if you guys can hear that wind. This kind of reminds me of the little courtyard in the Hassan II Mosque. I think that's called the Fountain of the Tigers or something. Like I said, I mean, there's a lot of differences, obviously. I'm just saying it reminded me of it when I walked out to it. Huh, interesting. Okay, we're going from this courtyard into another, I don't know, cathedral, I guess. But this is another good example of how the masonry, stone masonry meets wood, because these are two separate but collaborative engineering skills and talents. You know, to work on the stones and to make it flow very well, you'd have to have in today's world at least, you'd have to have a different crew, a different group of people, a different designer to design the wood portion, but make sure they were collaborating with the ones that were making the stonemasonry to understand how they were going to combine the two. And then again, talking about Notre Dame, this was some of the similar structures they had, that when you hear about the fire, of course, the stonemasonry didn't burn, but the wooden portions did. And so here's an example or rendition of what. So here we see a curved dome, and this is what we see from inside, is the curved dome. From the outside, you're going to see this sharp angled apex, but once again, from the inside, you're not. This actually, now looking at it, doesn't look as much as a worship hall, but quite possibly a dining area for the monks that lived here. I'm thinking that this is more like what would be a modern day cafeteria. Okay, let's go see what the girls want. We're leaving what I thought was that eating area. I gotta watch my step. More stairs going down. We're inside now. There's some more of that wooden structure combined with the masonry work I was talking about. Coming down. Whoa, geez. I find stuff like this interesting, where you have what used to be an archway, but there's nothing there anymore. That might have been an older doorway. They sure didn't believe in escalators or elevators back then. This room apparently was refitted to be in a bathroom. It looked like a unisex bathroom. There's men and women in there. This stuff, I'm most interested in the stuff they always have chained off. It's like, what is in here? Why did they not let us go in there? Coming into another room. It's very loud. Look at these furnaces, these fireplaces. Oh my goodness, look how huge these are. Oh my God. Look at this. So this is a huge, there's two of them, and you can get the proportionality. Look at the people standing inside. These are one of those things where I'm glad there's people standing. The guy to my right, this guy's taller than me. I'm about 6 foot. That guy's probably about 6'2", 6'3". And look, he's clearing it fine. And then here's the second one. Two of them side by side. Can you imagine on the coldest days how hot this would make this room? And all the stone would radiate the heat. I have only ever seen, I say the word fireplace, it probably has a different term, but I've only seen those in movies. I've never seen them, and they're side by side. I'm gonna go into this one real quick and do a shot looking up. Yep, there's the opening. That's not the moon, that's not a full, yep, there's the opening way up there. Okay, so I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot. And at the lowest point, I got about 2 feet above me to reach there. There we go. That's how tall, that's how big these things are. It looks very stormy out there right now. I don't see any rain, but it's blowing, and you can hear the effects in here. You can hear the effects of the wind going over the structure, over the wooden roof. But I don't see any wetness, and there's people down there. I don't see any umbrellas. At first I thought it was raining, but it's not. But you can hear the wind running over these roofs. It's remarkable. It'd be interesting to be in a place like this when there was if there was a lot of thunder, lightning, and rain. And it's so warm in here right now with no additional heating. I just saw this inscription on the wall. I can't read what it says above it very well. And it says 1818, and this is the room I'm in. It's the last room before we leave. It just looks like a little small chapel. It was really busy. There was 100, not 100, but the room was filled with people a second ago. But that's what it's been like. You know, you come to an area, there's nobody, and then it gets filled up. Okay, we just ended up in this room from one of the other corridors, and the most interesting thing about it, I have no clue where we are or what this room is all about. Julie just promised me she's gonna bring me to a Chuck E. Cheese tonight. Okay, this said crypt. I gotta show you guys some of the most ridiculous things. Check this out. It's like they're posing for a modeling shoot. This kills me. I've seen this all over. I feel like going up to these people and taking my pictures with my own camera. So Julie just found this hole in the ceiling, and she thinks it's like the same kind of design flaw that the Death Star had. That if the enemy were to ever find out that that's where that hole was, one simple bomb would go through there and destroy the whole abbey. Yep, there it is. One hole did it all. It's dark in here. It's a dark world we're living in. This is what the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland would be like if it was a walkthrough. Seriously gotta watch their footing here. I have no idea how they would get an injured person out. Oh, opens up to a nice room. Once again, I have no clue where we are or what this room's all about. Okay, I think we're pretty much through all the areas of the Abbey. And I didn't see one monk or one nun or one Abbey person. We're gonna go to a cubby window, but oh man, look at this. You don't find rope like that at Home Depot. That's pretty massive. We're going to the window, the second story window. They gotta show me something. Huh. We saw this on the bottom. This was like a system. Oh, weird, there's a little US flag down there. Huh. Look at that. Anyways, this was a pulley and a sled-like system where you see they use these wooden rails on either side. There's a wooden sled right there that would ride up these if the vegetation is obscuring it. If I can get it. And it would go down all the way down to the bottom. See that? And we saw it when we first came in. When we came in from where all those people are walking, I was able to see it and I thought, wow, that looks like would be like an elevator system to pull supplies up, which in fact it is, because it goes to this chain. It goes up to this chain. The chain goes to a pulley. The pulley to a big wheel here where the ropes are, and then that wheel would pull the supplies up. So that's that era way of doing it. Pulley, then down to the chain. Then if you look to the right of my camera, you see the modern one, right? Let me zoom in. Where is he at? Right there. There's a modernized one for them to get supplies up there. I thought that was cool. And then he's here. And there's the bottom. Oh, that's weird. I can't see it with my own eyes, but my camera sees it on the bottom. That's really weird. So for all of you that ever played Diablo, get a load out of this room. Gets better. Go down to a second level. Actually, I think this was the shot I just took from the other side. We go into this little spooky chamber. Definitely right out of Diablo. Or Diablo definitely got some inspiration from things like this. Still going through these little chambers. Diablo PC game brought to you by the entertainers of Blizzard Entertainment. Okay, seriously, how many places have I been that had little curly Q staircases like this? I think they had one company won the bid for all these staircases. Hold on, Julie's showing me something.
Look at the wind going.
Oh yeah, it was raining. I wouldn't go outside. But I think that only one or two companies ever won the bids and this time era to build these staircases. They're all the same. Luigi and Linguini's staircase industry. Seriously, one or two companies are the only two companies that build staircases throughout all of Europe. France, Spain, Italy. They're all the same. Definitely not OSHA approved or ADA accessible. And this was the Abbey's sole defense and protection. Was this 1600s cannon that probably wouldn't have been able to sink a rowboat. I really haven't done too much of the outside of the Abbey, but take a look now before we exit the official part. Have you ever been to Universal Studios and went on the Harry Potter ride? From the bottom of Universal, the ride facade looks very similar to this. The wind has been relentless through this whole walk.
No, it started going, but it's like dead quiet because it's all glass and you're the only person that did it. So glasses in there. Do you see the people in the water?
What are they doing in the water? I have no clue. I don't see no reason to be out there doing that, but apparently they do. There's an element of water and sand out here that actually acts as quicksand, and they explicitly. So you got to be prepared for all this too, because it gets real congested during the day.